Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sunscreen dupe video. I'm going to be comparing the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen to the $8 Trader Joe's Facial Daily Sunscreen. I'm super excited to be putting these side by side. I've done some reels and TikToks on these two and I had to do an in-depth video for you guys. So I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my thoughts, whether they're similar or different, and what I think I would recommend. So definitely keep watching because this is gonna be really good. Okay, so I quickly wanna say that I am a beauty channel. I'm a skincare enthusiast. I never claim to be a skincare specialist. I do have very sensitive rosacea skin. I like to talk about beauty. I like to talk about skin. So I kind of wanted to use a little bit of all that to talk about these, because one of the main reasons why the Supergoop is so popular is because a lot of people who wear makeup like to use this under their makeup because it doesn't pill, it's translucent, it works really well. So I figured I could share with you guys a alternative that is much more affordable, and that is this Trader Joe's Daily Facial Sunscreen. So I'm going to just be putting these side by side and letting you guys know what I think, and also applying makeup over it so you guys can see how it does with the makeup. Now I have worn these a few times already because like I mentioned, I made some TikToks and some reels on these, so I do have developing thoughts. This isn't my first time putting these to the test side by side, but I just wanted to do it more in depth for my YouTube fan, because I feel like YouTube is where you get like the good in depth on products. So this is the Supergoop one. I actually just got this as a sample one time when I was at Sephora. I think I redeemed some points for this because I was like, I want to try this out, but I don't want to spend $30 something. So let me just go ahead and get the little sample size. So I have this little sample size, and this does have 40 SPF, and this is a chemical sunscreen. So both of these are chemical sunscreens, in case you guys are wondering. Chemical sunscreens I know aren't for everybody. Some people prefer mineral sunscreens. That's completely okay. I have worn both of these and they actually do work fine with my rosacea sensitive skin. I will say though, rosacea, everybody's rosacea is different. Just because maybe something works on me doesn't mean it's gonna work on you, and vice versa. So this one by Trader Joe's recently came out and it went completely viral on TikTok. So I was like, I need to get this ASAP and see what it's about. So this one is $8. I want to say it's like $8.99, so like pretty much $9, but it's an oil-free invisible gel formula. It's fragrance-free, water, sweat resistant. This one is 40 SPF. So right off the bat, the first thing these both have in common is that they're 40 SPF. They're chemical sunscreens, and they do have the same 4 active ingredients. So those active ingredients are the same. The only thing that differs from these two in the active ingredients is the percentage, just by a little bit. We have something else which I want to show you guys. You guys can see that the product is clear on both of them. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to apply the Unseen Sunscreen by Supergoop on my right cheek. And you guys can see this one's very popular. It has a nice silky consistency. It's completely translucent. And I feel like this really does a nice job of kind of minimizing any of that oiliness, because you guys can see like it almost looks like just a oil-free finish on the cheek. And there's no pilling, there's no white cast, which I know a lot of people look for products that don't have white cast. This one does not give you a white cast because it is chemical. So like I said, it's gonna go into the skin and then fight off any of those rays that are trying to come in contact with your skin. As opposed to mineral sunscreen lays on top of your face and pretty much shields it, which is why there tends to be that white cast. I will say the texture of both of these sunscreens reminds me of like a pore minimizing primer. So it just lays really nicely on top of the skin. So this is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen on this cheek. Now we're gonna be doing the Trader Joe's Facial Sunscreen. This one is an oil-free formula. It's also invisible. It's fragrance-free, which is great, especially if you are somebody that perhaps does like chemical sunscreens, but you want something without any fragrance, then you probably will prefer something like this. This also is not tested on animals. I'm just gonna be applying it on this other cheek. So I will say out of the two, the one by Trader Joe's is a little bit more hydrating than the one by Supergoop. This one takes a little bit longer to set on the skin as opposed to the one by Supergoop. That one sets immediately. So you just kind of want to give this one a few minutes. and then it will eventually set. But you guys can see, even though it is moisturizing and does have that nice finish, it still is super nice and oil-free. You can't see anything looking oily on the skin, so that is definitely a plus, which you guys can tell right here. Wear test. This wore really nicely. I wore this to the pool and I was retouching because I always like to retouch. Even if it's sooner than 2 hours, I am always retouching. And I have no issues with it. It didn't burn my eyes or anything, which is something that's really big for me because I'm somebody that does wear contacts. Things easily get into my eyes. It's very annoying, but that's just the contact life. It also didn't irritate my rosacea, which was another thing that I really appreciated out of this product, because if it irritates my rosacea, then I can't use it. For the price, I think it's really good. Obviously, you guys see it's like a translucent formula, so this will work great on all different types of skin tones. And another thing, the fragrance, I feel like it not having fragrance definitely helps, but I will say you can smell the sunscreen in this. The one thing I will say, this does contain 1.7 ounces, which let's see how it compares to other sunscreens. So my Supergoop Bliss sunscreen, 1.4 ounces, so this has more than this, and this one is $21. Next up, we have here the tinted Elta MD. This one is 1.7 ounces, and this one has the same amount of the Trader Joe's one. So honestly, you're probably gonna go through this one the same amount that you would go through like an Elta MD. I actually just picked this one up because I wanted to try it. So we'll see how this goes, but it's pretty standard size for a typical sunscreen size. Just something to know. And this is $8.99. So, I mean, you're applying how much of this? People say a dime size amount, people say 3 fingers. Everybody has a different take on how much to apply, but the standard should be a dime size amount. I like to go a little bit more than a dime size amount, especially because I do have a big head and I'm trying to cover the neck too. But now I want to show you guys how this does with foundation. So I'm going to be taking my favorite foundation. This is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation in the shade 122 Medium Tan. And I'm going to apply it on this side because this is the side with the Trader Joe's. One thing I will say, I like to give my sunscreen like between 1 to 3 minutes, just kind of like set into the skin before I go in with my foundation or whatever I may be applying, just because I feel like it makes it easier. But let me bring you guys in closer because I'm applying this right now and I'm just using my Real Techniques toner brush. But look, literally no issues between the sunscreen and the foundation, no pilling whatsoever. Nothing. I feel like if anything, it just creates a really pretty flawless base on the skin. And it almost gives the skin like that soft, poreless effect. And it didn't make my rosacea flare up more than what it usually is. You guys saw my rosacea. I also have rosacea in my nose, which is why I have some areas that are red on the nose, just because I have rosacea in those areas as well. But literally, look how perfected this looks. I know one of the reasons why a lot of people love the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen is because that sunscreen works so well with makeup. Now, like I mentioned, with chemical sunscreens, it's going to be a different story than with a mineral sunscreen. I know with chemical sunscreens, it tends to be a little bit easier to apply things on top, like sunscreen, which is why some people go for that. But, like, look, literally gives you a nice, normal application, which is definitely a plus. Let me blend this top layer out. So literally both sides give you a beautiful makeup application after applying the sunscreen. I've already tried the Trader Joe's sunscreen with foundation because I did a demo for my TikTok, had no issues, wore it for the whole day, and my makeup looked great. Like, it honestly looked great. And then if you want to retouch your sunscreen through the day with these products, you can go in with a little sponge and then just apply your sunscreen and kind of dab it on your face, almost as if you're just like retouching your makeup. And this will look nice on top of it because it will kind of give it almost like that blurred out filter effect. But you guys can see it all just looks really nice and smooth on top of the sunscreen, no issues whatsoever. So here are the products side by side on the face. If you are somebody that loves the Supergoop but you don't love the price, or you've been wanting to try this, I would definitely recommend trying out the one by Trader Joe's, because I think the one by Trader Joe's, you will be very pleasantly surprised with how similar it is to the one by Supergoop. I think it's always great when brands come out with alternatives, because I know we're all balling on a budget. You know, sometimes we want to try something, but it's a little bit out of our budget. So it's nice to know that other brands have products that are very similar that can do the same thing if the other product isn't in our price point or what we want to spend. So this is definitely one that I would recommend checking out if you have been on the hunt for something very similar to this. I've heard Kroger has one. There's no Kroger's in Maryland, so I haven't tried that, but there are Trader Joe's in Maryland, and I love Trader Joe's. Let me know down below if you love Trader Joe's. They have great snacks, great flowers. So I was very happy that I found this and that it was something that I felt was very similar to the Supergoop. This is currently going viral on TikTok, so if you guys want to try this, you better run to your local Trader Joe's because I feel like this is gonna be sold out. I hope that you guys really enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that it was very helpful showing you guys my review, especially after using it for a few days. That's something that I wanted to sit down and do after I had tried it for a few days on YouTube, just because I feel like on YouTube I can give you more in depth than on the other platforms where it's more short form content. Let me know what your thoughts on these two sunscreens are down below. Will you be checking out the Trader Joe's one? I love interacting with you guys and hearing what you guys think. So I think that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.